Hello listeners and fellow Game Pass fans, get yourself set and ready for your favourite unofficial Game Pass podcast, Game Pass News. So I'll hand you over to Nick and Sean and get the show started.
Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded live Tuesday, August 29th. I'm Nintendo. My co-host Sean Abbott and I are about to fill your brain with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox, like we're going to swim in a sea of stars before we harvest a whole field of them. All the Starfield controversies, all the Game Pass updates, all your questions. You better sit down. You better buckle up, because Game Pass News is one crazy ride.
Let's look at the funk.
Well, a very quick shout out to Magic Mind, considering us filling our minds with all the bits and bobs of everything Game Pass and everything. They are helping us stay super sharp and making sure that we can give everybody our best. How are you doing, my good sir?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I just dropped a considerable amount of money trying to rid my house of bats. So I've been dealing with that. So this isn't like I don't know. This isn't vampire bats, but I did get the racket out and I've whacked a couple. So but hopefully now there will be no more bats in my house. At least that's what my wallet tells me.
You've been playing real life Whack-A-Bat.
Whack-A-Bat, that's right. Gosh, we should make a Game Pass game right there, Sean. That'd be great. Come on, Phil, pick us up. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. What about you, sir?
It was wifey's birthday yesterday. So we went out Saturday night. We went to a place called Huzzah, which is like a Brazilian style restaurant. The whole card system where you turn the card over. Ate far too much food. Felt dreadful Sunday. But then yesterday we went to a big shopping outlet, about an hour and a half away from us. I carried the bags, so did the kids. Lindsay did some shopping, and then we went to a crazy golf course which is nearby, which is a huge crazy golf course. It was quite fun. Played a round of golf there with the kiddos before traveling back. So.
Yeah, that was a legit like what I don't know what I call a putt course or a mini golf course or whatever. I don't know. Around here, like it's like you pay considerably less, but really it's just like some guy laid out a few sheets of OSB and covered them with like outdoor carpet and then drilled a hole, and it's like $5 if you want to try to. We got one hole. Go for it. It's just like we don't have like cool mini golf courses. We got to drive like an hour and a half to get any of the cool ones. That one looked legit.
That was literally like where we went to is a place called the Trafford Centre, which is near Manchester, where like one of the major UK airports are. Like the Trafford Centre is the shopping centre that everybody kind of visits on their way to and from the airport. So it gets a lot of traffic through it. So this was one of those that like the golf course was at the side of an American golf driving range. So it was a legitimate, people were queuing into the car park to use the driving range. And then like this crazy golf course was like stuck to the side of it, but it was like it had giant robotic dinosaurs that moved, and it had like big volcanoes with colored water that looked like lava and things like that.
Cool.
It was pretty good. It was up there and for UK crazy golf courses, that was way up there. So.
Okay, we're going over the limit here, Sean, but I have to ask. You said American golf. Is that how you guys refer to golf? Do you say American golf?
No. It's a company called American Golf.
Oh, okay. I was like, really? I was like, I thought you guys played golf a lot over there. Okay. All right. No. I was just a little confused. What's up, Tyler? We got Tyler. We got Mo Spankins up here in the chat. Thank you for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it. And you guys are going to come on with us to the Game Pass headlines.
I mean, as far as transitions go there, Sir Nick, that was fantastically done. I will give you that. Oh, it's taken us this long, but that was brilliant.
I'll F up the next one. Don't worry. Out since the last episode, Sea of Stars, and it is the spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. We have it in the notes this time, as none of us could remember last time what it was the spiritual successors to, and John was yelling it from Colorado, and we heard him after the show. We were like, oh, what was that, John? Oh, yes, you're right. Chrono Trigger. So thank you for that.
There was a whisper in the wind.
We were like, oh, yes. So... So there you go.
Just really spread my coke everywhere.
So John, when you scream out your window, we still hear you. Just so you know, we're there. I don't know. Do you want to talk about it? We've both been playing it. I mean, we could do it in the dashboard, but we could do it now. You tell me.
No, we'll do it now. It seems we've brought it. We've made a big point of it, so we might as well talk about it.
Let's do it.
So you've been playing this via the cloud, am I right?
Yeah. The only issue with cloud
how's
is
that playing?
It doesn't auto save. So if you get a phone call and you haven't hit the save thingy, it's like the old school. You got to find the save point. It doesn't happen much anymore, but that's what this is. And so if you haven't hit that save point in a little bit, that's a little unfortunate because then it's like you got to go back to whatever that is. But other than that, man, it plays great. It's perfect on the go. I was having a lot of fun playing it at. Definitely not work. Nobody heard that. I didn't play it at work. So
in your free time.
Yeah, in my free time on break. Really on break. So what about you, man? I don't know how you've been playing it on the actual console. You downloaded the thing, right?
Yeah. So didn't take long. Took literally like 10-15 minutes now. It's not a massive download in terms of all the gigabits that it usually has. It's beautiful. The soundtrack, like you messaged at one point and you said Sea of Stars it's making you feel sleepy, and it is. Like I legitimately was sat on the sofa. I was sat, like, I had Emily next to me, and she was asking questions about it, and then she went quiet for a bit, and then like, because it's not a taxing game to play, it's and the story isn't overloading you. It's not heavy on the story front in terms of there is a story there, and if you want to invest in it, you can heavily invest in it. If you don't, you can skip through things quite quickly, and it's not laden with a lot of text. And then the music is really tranquil. It was kind of like I was like, oh yeah, this I can imagine if you've got headphones on, this is quite nice. And I'm enjoying it. And if anybody that's listening knows for a fact that we hammer turn-based RPGs on this show. We are not big fans of it. We should maybe one day get somebody who is a big fan of these things.
Probably.
I can't stop playing it. You'll see me already probably talking about it on Twitter, how I've not been able to stop playing it yet. So.
Yeah. So when I say, I don't know, I mean, I did wake up really early this morning, so that might be part of it. But yeah, you're just sitting there, you're kind of looking at the screen, you're all cozy and then just kind of like reading the stuff, and you're not like worried that, something's going to jump out and just like kill you right away because it's all turn-based stuff. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm good. Don't worry about it. So it's good. But I can see myself playing this as a wifey's watching TV. I can't play Starfield game. Because I know y'all are thinking, Nick's going to drop that freaking game in like 2 days. 2 days. And so, yeah, it won't be something I play on the TV. But, it could see it being a game that I keep playing on the old Backbone, which is, by the way, man, I tweeted about it, like Sea of Stars, Backbone, xCloud. That's a pretty little package there. It makes it real nice. So, but that's about all I have to say. Maybe we'll have some more as we get a bit further into it. I can't even really talk much about gameplay or anything like that at the moment. And that is literally the game that's out. Wait, what?
Very, very cool. All I can say is the turn-based stuff is really quick. It's not drawn out. You're not having to select this, do this, select that. Like that's the bit I fall out of with turn-based stuff. It plays, for anybody that's listening, Mario RPG, where you have to like hit the A button to either enhance your attacks or help defend against your attacks.
Sure, yeah.
That it's got a little bit of that in it. So
okay, I haven't got to the defense part of that. Now I did have the like help enhanced attack where I've got to like be on time and it keeps hitting if I do it right. So yeah, I'll be interested to see the other side of that. But yeah, it's anything else before we move on to what's coming out this week and next, depending on who you are.
No, very quickly, Acid TKO3. I have seen your question in the chat, and it is in the party chat section for later.
Acid TKO3, we see you and we hear you. We just want you to know. All right, out this week and next, I guess is the best way to say that, depending on whether or not you wanted to drop $35 for early access. Starfield is out. We're just gonna blow this section all up. It's like we're just gonna crap all over Game Pass headlines, and we're gonna talk about the Starfield controversies too. And oh boy, if you found a molehill, then somebody on Twitter made it a mountain. Let me tell you. So apparently there is boundaries, and I say apparently because obviously nobody is supposed to know jack about this yet. So if it is true, it's somebody leaked it. And so what I saw, I don't know if it was the first version of it or not, but what I saw on X that everybody was all up in arms about is some guy running like he's being chased by a lion. And so they've sped it up like 3, 4, I don't even know how fast. And there's a little like clock counter at the bottom. And I think around like 12 minutes, he runs into a boundary. This janky little like box comes up and it's like, do you want to go back to the ship or do you want to load the next map? And wow, that pissed off some people. Let me tell you, I don't know who these people are that are super pissed about this, but they are super pissed because apparently when they land on a planet, what they like to do is run as fast as possible in one direction until they find a boundary. So I don't know. So if that's your game style, if that's how you like to play open worlds, you're gonna find a boundary. But Sean, I don't know what the hell to make of this. I'm obviously being cheeky. I don't know. What? Is it because people thought they were round planets and there was gonna be no boundary? Is that what it is? They thought this was gonna be like Galaxy, like Mario Galaxy.
Don't anger the flat Earth people.
Yeah, right.
By saying round planets. Woo. It's a rabbit hole. You don't want to go down. Now, I have 2 points to this. And one, how many planets are they saying there is? Like hundreds?
Only 1,000.
Only 1,000. So
only 1,000.
A brief 1,000.
Yeah.
You want to keep a game lower than 150 gigabytes because people are freaking complaining about this last week.
Yep, that was last week. Yep.
On my console. But then they also want to be able to walk from north to south on these 1,000 planets and expect it to be lower than 150 gigabytes. You ain't getting that. That is not happening. To have the amount of detail in all those planets. I mean, go and look at Grand Theft Auto. If you want Grand Theft Auto style detail in this game on 1,000 planets and be able to get all the way around it, it ain't gonna happen. So.
And before somebody says, yes, only 100 of them have have life of some form. So 10% of them, 100 have life. Yes, I know. Okay, so don't give me that crap. I already know. The rest are barren and resource filled. That's what Todd Howard told me. That's what I'm going with. Yep. So yeah, my real point here is this may be accurate, this may be true, but we don't know because this guy. Obviously, whoever this guy is, I really don't even know. Pulled this down because I don't even know if I saw like the initial Twitter. I don't know if I saw a retweet of it or whatever. But this guy pulled this down when he wasn't supposed to, crapped it on social media, and then sped it up super fast and put his own counter onto it so that you could see the time. We have no idea if the counter and the video are sped up at the same time or not. They very well could be. It might be legit. This might be what we run into. But we don't know. Also, FYI, it's not a controversy, but the next thing, I don't know if it's the next thing we were talking about, but another thing, there was just a 15 gigabyte patch. I'm not saying that that's going to solve all the things, but one thing that I would love to see is, I will say that if that dialogue box is legit, it is pretty janky. Like it really looks like a 90s Windows PC. Like, hey, you've caused an error, so what do you want to do? So maybe they just make it a little bit more user-friendly. Maybe there's still boundaries. Maybe they make it user-friendly. But that's the controversy of the week. Last week it was gigabytes and start screens. And this week it's, oh my gosh, there's boundaries in my game. So, you know.
I don't know. My other point I wanted to make is that if they don't put boundaries in there, you're going to spend so much time on one planet. You're not going to want to go around and enjoy the rest of the game. So...
It's a game. There's boundaries except for maybe Minecraft. There's not boundaries in Minecraft, is there? That just keeps going and going and going, doesn't it?
I don't know. I've never tried to get. This is the thing. I've never tried to get to the edge of a boundary. It's like
Ebucel, you play mine. Your kids played Minecraft or something. Is there boundaries in Minecraft? Yeah, I mean, so whatever. I'm not super fussed about this. Maybe it'll just totally kill the game for me. I highly doubt it. There you go.
The only place where I wouldn't want there to be a definitive boundary that's easy to reach is in space. So if you can fly for ages to explore different planets and different corners of space, then that's fine. I'm happy to do that. Give me a boundary within a planet that's, if you make it really boring as you get close towards the boundary, there's nothing there that looks like it's exciting, then I'm not going to go towards it. So keep the things that are more exciting to the inside of the boundary, and you're never going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are just trying to find an excuse to shit on this.
Yeah, for sure. So my plan is Thursday morning. That's when everything drops. My plan is to have one window on the right of the screen to kind of be checking how the reviews come out, and one window on the left of the screen watching the Super Mario Wonder Direct. That's my plan. That's going to be my Thursday morning. So there's a Super Mario Wonder Direct. I know that is not on Game Pass. I get that. I'm very aware. But that's what I plan to do. And I'll be very interested to see what people have to say. And then like 12 hours later, I'll be very interested to see what I have to say.
Yeah.
And
so what time's that direct for Mario Wonder? Because Logan will be really excited about that.
I think it's 10. 10 Eastern. So 3 your time.
Yeah, cool. All right. Logan will watch that.
I'm like so sure. I'm looking it up right now because I'm not really sure. So just
I'm 80% sure, 60% of the time. Honestly.
Exactly.
So
yes,
Nick
10
looks
a.m.
that up to
Eastern.
me, which
10
is
a.m.
completely
Eastern.
unrelated to Game Pass.
Sure, accurate.
Coming next month, I thought I'd stick this in here because September is a huge month. It looks really bad. But obviously we've got Gris. For me, Starfield is the 6th of September. Lies of P, which I'm quite excited. People really are about for that.
Totally.
So, yep. That might get played a little bit depending on how Starfield plays. Party Animals, which I'm super excited for.
Did you see this? Did you see them play this on at Gamescom? I thought it looked janky, but then I saw it at Gamescom. They shaped this up, and it looks like a better version of Gang Beasts, if you ask me. I'm super excited now. I was not before I saw that.
Somebody needed to make a better version of that game, because that game was rubbish. So, then there's Payday 3 for all you Payday fans out there. I haven't played one before, and then Cocoon on the 29th of September. So there's like a game to 2 games a week for the whole of September.
Yeah, you just flooded, and I'm just being honest. I hope I'm not playing any game but Starfield. That's my hope. Because if I am, that means something went awry. So my hope is it's Starfield.
I'm definitely gonna put Starfield down for a minute to play Party Animals because I'm excited for that.
Well, Party Animals I can play with my kids, so yeah, I'll play Party Animals too. So, not two. Anyways, never mind.
As well. Awesome.
As well. There you go. Thank you, English show, for telling me how to actually speak, because I obviously don't know how.
And then, just while we're talking about Gamescom and the bits and pieces that were there, well, you mentioned it, the Party Animals gameplay. They announced a new game that was coming out, and that was Rhythm Royale, Headbangers Rhythm Royale. I put the link to the video in there, and I haven't took the time to actually watch it.
Yeah, I saw it a little bit, but I probably should have spent more time because we are a Game Pass show, but I just heard Royale and Rhythm, and I was like, yep, I'm good for you who are happy.
Yeah, so looking at this, what was the game on the DS where you had to tap to the rhythm?
Didn't own a DS. Sorry. No help.
What?
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a game that I can't remember what it was called. And you kind of it was a rhythm training kind of game where you have to tap along to it. And this looks like that, but then it's PvP. So it's the whole Battle Royale formula, but with rhythm style stuff and pigeons.
What is it with pigeons?
Crazy.
Didn't we have a pigeon simulator last week? Which I thought should be Untitled Pigeon Game. Yeah, what is it with pigeons? Okay, well, there you go.
But that drops October 31st. So if all else fails and Starfield is a big flying fiery
No.
dumpster of garbage, which hopefully it's not going to be. They ain't going to rid all the crap out of this. I keep saying it, but and Party Animals doesn't last very long. At least you can play Rhythm Chickens in October. Rhythm Pigeons in October.
Rhythm Chickens. Now that chicken bangers. That would be a game right there. That would be a game I'd try. But no, if everything is a big stinker, then I'm on to Lies of P. That's my that's what I have to say about that. But
Cool. And then leaving in 2 days' time. So if you listen to this in the podcast, they've already gone. Sorry, your opportunity. We've told you about this for the last 2 weeks. Is Black Desert Commandos 3, Immortality, Nuclear Throne, Surgeon Simulator 2, and Tinykin. That's everything leaving August 31st. If you don't get a chance to play them between them, but you really want to give these games a go and purchase them from the store. Get you 20% off before they leave Game Pass. Because once they do, they will go back to price. And Tinykin's worth getting. If you haven't played it yet,
sure.
Don't sleep on that. It's
yep.
a great game.
Oh, I feel like we should play like military taps here. I mean, as we I mean, I don't have it. I wish I did. I should have thought of that ahead of time, but Games with Gold, Sean.
Games with Gold.
Tell us all about it.
It's gone. That's it. It's discontinued. End of this month, Games with Gold will cease, which is sad. It is very sad. We should have some kind of memorial service for it because that service has been there for, I'd like to say 4 years. Could be more. But yeah, it's gone. That's it. Any games that you have claimed with Games with Gold, as long as you have a active Gold account, you will still have access to those games. They will still be free for you to play, and they'll be in your library. As soon as that expires, though, you will lose access to those games. I don't know if you then renew your subscription if they'll be back, but I'm pretty sure they will be.
Yeah, that's how I believe I read it. So, well, see you later. It's the end of an era.
Yeah, and Game Pass News listeners, before we move on to the X feed, we want to take a quick moment to tell you about something that's been a game changer for us, Magic Mind. If you're like me and enjoy a good morning routine of strong coffee to power through the day, but fine, by the afternoon, you are crashing and you're reaching for the biscuits like the Biscuit Lord himself, then you need to try this awesome product by Magic Mind containing several new topic supplements like Baca Monera to help with memory and cognitive functions, as well as containing vitamin C, B, and D3 to help with your immune system. It really is the AAA of drinkable supplements. And just like Game Pass has transformed the way we play, Magic Mind has revamped the way we focus. After countless recording sessions, here late night over at the Game Pass HQ, gameplay hours, and late night research, we have found that Magic Mind gives us the mental boost we often need. It's not just about the energy, but the clarity and concentration we experience that is truly next level. If you're looking for a way to level up your productivity or just get through the next boss battle, give Magic Mind a try. Head over to magicmind.com/Game Pass News and use the code GamePass20 for an exclusive discount. And remember, it's not magic, it's Magic Mind. Take us into the X feed.
Sean, you know what's great? Is those people who don't have Game Pass and they're like, dang, I really want to try Starfield. They can pay full price for Game Pass and try Starfield because the dollar deal is gone, baby. Once more, it's gone.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I honestly thought they brought the 14-day trial in perfect timing for people to try Starfield for $1, only shorten that period to 14 days. So then, because they really enjoy Starfield, they'll then be compelled to go full price. Mm-hmm. But no, they've literally 2 weeks before it's due to release gone, you can't do that now. And that's it.
Yeah, it's a real bad look. Like, if they would have just not brought it back, like, is this what they're going to do? Like, they're going to be like, oh, what, in like 3 months, they're going to be like, it's back. And then they're going to wait until like what, Fate, or I don't know, whatever the next big game is. a Stalker 2 is about to come out and you'll be like, oh, we're taking it away now. I mean, what a stupid look. Like, it feels ugly and it just doesn't, it's just dumb. Like, if that's what you're going to do, just don't have it. That's the best way to play this. Otherwise, keep it and hope that your games are good enough that they want to resubscribe. That's the legit how you do it.
Unless, and I mean, this is one of them things that they got rid of it originally. The 30-day trial, wasn't it, for $1? Was it 3 months? 3 months for $1, I think. They got rid of that.
Yeah, something like that.
Dramatically changed it down to 40. Unless they're gonna, on the day of Starfield, be like, hey, look, because Starfield's so great, we want you to play it. We're going to bring back the 3-month trial for $1 just for the Starfield launch. It's there between this date and this date. If you miss out on this, then that's it. As a big, like, hoorah, let's get people playing this game, and kind of leave it at that. But I can't see them doing that. It'd be nice, and it'd be a good way of backpedaling out of this shit show that they've started.
Yeah, I mean, most banking says it. They get them in for $1, get them hooked for $1, and they will subscribe. If you got the games that you say you're going to get, and you're going to keep this train rolling, starting with Starfield, and it's just going to be banger after banger after banger, then trust your product. Trust your product and trust they're going to stay. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But don't come and go with the deal. It's just stupid, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And I mean,
that's how I got into Game Pass. Like, when it first launched, that's what I did. I looked at it and I was like, see, I can play some older games I've always wanted to play. And back when it originally came, they were older games and they weren't great, but they were games I wish I'd have picked up. Like Super Meat Boy was one of them, and Block Party Theater, I think, was another. So I was like, yes, it's £1. I'll drop £1 for 3 months worth of like being able to play games when I'm in between like playing Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto at the time. And like I never cancelled it. And here I am still all this time. Paying lots of money.
Yeah, I mean that is the way to do it. The fact that they went so far back and forth on it just doesn't make any sense. Baldur's Gate 3, it is coming, folks. It is coming, and it's coming this year. But if you got an S, local co-op isn't going to be there. And let me tell you, there's going to be those people that are like, well, see, Phil said one thing, and he didn't do it. It's not parody, just like that. They didn't do what he said. You know what? I don't care. He made the right move. That's fine. I own an S. I mean, I don't much care if I can play Baldur's Gate local or not. But my point is, even if it was some kind of Starfield local co-op and I really wanted to do that, I would rather you get the game out and then hopefully you can work on the feature and figure it out and get parity there at some point. But at this point, just get it out. That's what you need to do. I have no problem with the decision they made. What about you?
What in terms of there's a difference. There doesn't appear to be a the word that you just said then with the beginning
parity
that I can't say. There you go. That one. Thank you. I don't know. Local co-op. No, I can't see that being an issue. I mean, most people nowadays don't play local co-op. I don't know many people other than people that play Nintendo games together that play local co-op. I haven't played an Xbox game in local co-op since Halo 2 on the original Xbox, I think. So, yeah.
But I mean, go ahead, sorry.
If it'll still play and play well and can play via network, like via the internet, people are going to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my point is this. It doesn't matter what the thing is. Like, even if it's something that you would be like, oh, that's going to suck. I really wish that was there. It's that title suffers on S with not having it. It doesn't matter. Like, just get the games out. I mean, as long as everything else is fine. I'm not saying like push bad games out, but I'm saying like if Baldur's Gate's fine, it's just this one local co-op thing they're having trouble figuring in the S, then fine. Take it out and get those games out so that they can be played by everybody, at least in some way. And then sure, I would expect Phil to then say, hey, We need to now work on this feature for the S to try to get it in the game so that we can do an update. But in this day and age, just get the game out. Just get it out so that people can play it. And then figure it out from there. I understand, and yes, you're right. Phil has now... Xbox as a whole has now kind of backpedaled a bit, right? It was always like games come out, parity, boom, except for graphics, obviously. But other than that, S and X, same. So yeah, this is the start of that backpedal we talked about a couple weeks ago. This is them saying, well, yeah, okay, this is a pretty legit feature. It's not going to be there. We hope to get it there, but at least we'll get it out this year and you can play it. It's not perfect, but I think it's the right move, I guess. That's about all I got.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Get the game out. Make sure the game works well. Because obviously, if you're going to get the game out on the console, make sure it plays well. Make sure it doesn't glitch everywhere, and you're not going to be suffering with graphical issues and things like that. Make sure the game plays well on both consoles. And if there is small differences in the functionality of things, so like the local co-op in this case, make sure that you are openly working hard and give people at least a target date to say we will have local co-op by this date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just let people know. Listen. There are a-holes out there. I get it, but for the most part, in the gaming community, if you communicate, which Xbox kind of sucks at sometimes, if you communicate and say, "Hey, listen, this feature that we know some of you want, it's not going to be on the S day and date. But we're going to work to get it here. The game is rock solid. Other than that, the game plays fine. It's just this one feature. And we'll work to get it as soon as we can." For the most part, people are just going to be happy that it's there. And sure, you're going to have some people to complain. And sure, you're going to have some people that bring that point to the rightfully so fact that these consoles were always supposed to have parity in game features. But, I think all you can do is communicate and move forward. And hope for the best. News bulletins. Xbox Game Pass's Party Animals has spawned the cutest costume console ever. They are pretty cute. They're like orange, one with a dog, one with a cat. I don't know.
If you can't play Baldur's Gate 3 local co-op, you can at least dress your console to look really nice.
Yep. Most Bacon says Bruce needs more scratch and sniff controllers. So let's get him. What would be Bruce? What would be a good Star Wars scent? Like from the cantina.
Jabba the Hutt's armpit.
Jabba the Hutt armpit controller. Yeah. What's a good? Well, this is Ice Squirrel. I'm sorry, Sean. Please forgive me. Let's
go this way.
Most Bankins did it. I blame it completely on him. It's his fault. What would be a good Star Wars scent?
Somebody dangles a little carrot and you're gone.
Yeah, I'm like. If you can think of what that scent would be, Bruce, you just throw it right in chat. Are these for sale or are they just like a contest thing? I didn't look and see.
I'm not sure if these are
chance to win. They're contests.
What? So I'd jump on one of those just to sit on for a while and sell, because when this game comes out, there's going to be a big following for it, like Fall Guys and Stumble Guys. It's coming soon. And,
so cute. They're very cute. Just super cute.
But yeah, I'd sit on it for a while and then stick it on eBay and be like, hey, look, this console that everybody's really excited about, this game, you can buy this version of it and be that guy.
Be that guy. I like it. All right, folks. That it was a short week for us, so the short weeks are obviously have a little bit less news. But we do have a feature story. We are going to rock the top 10 racers on Game Pass. Once
I find the untitled document that I made for that. There we go.
I'm trying to think where. I may not have been prepared for this, Sean.
Oh, see, Chewbacca. The Chewbacca scent. Nice, like a wet dog smell. That's what Bruce says. It's a wet space dog.
A wet space dog. That's pretty fantastic. Okay, top 10. So we have top 10 kids
Are
games.
you going to share the screen again like
Yeah,
you did
you
last
better
time?
you better believe it, buddy. I mean,
Sweet.
I
So
should have.
while Nick makes some changes in the background to what's going to go on. Top 10 races for Game Pass. There is a lot to choose from. There is a couple of racing sims. There is a lot of arcade style races. There's a lot of differences between the racing types as well. So there's rally, there's rally cross. What else was there in there? There's street racing. In terms of that, there is lots and lots of interesting stuff. That boom means that things are happening.
Yep,
There
we're
we go.
good.
Look at that. This is like it's grown arms and legs.
Yeah, yeah, you better. I mean, listen, I can do things. I can do hard things, Sean. Sometimes. Don't expect this on a regular basis. I just got to find the right color gray because it's gonna bug me otherwise. I'm very sorry. Okay, we're good. All right, Sean. I'm gonna be real honest here. Okay. I don't have any racers. Okay, so I'm just like I just don't. I'm not. You know, I'm not the racing guy, but whatever. I'm more interested. Starting at 10, Sean. What's your racer of choice?
So my racer of choice on Game Pass.
Well,
at the
number
moment
10, not
is-
racer of choice. What's your number 10 racer?
So yeah, number 10.
Yeah.
It's SnowRunner.
Snow Runner. What?
Yeah, well, it's classed as a racing game.
No, it's not that. I didn't think you liked this game.
Well, that's why it's at 10.
Okay, so you were saying there's literally not that many racers. So like we're bottom of the barrel here. Like this isn't like top 10 kids games where we're like, well, there's other games we could put there. So like even 10 is pretty like let's scroll up. Even 10 is pretty good for the top 10 kids. But what you're saying is, listen, on the racers in Game Pass, when you get at the bottom, you're legit at the bottom.
Oh yeah, if you're hitting SnowRunner, you have lost the will to live in terms of wanting to play a racing game. This game is ridiculously slow. You're driving trucks and cat crawlers across landscape where it's very slow. You have to plan your route, you have to plan your load, you have to do this, but have a time limit. And for me, if you are racing from A to B in a time limit, that is racing. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Sean, I'm just gonna let you do this. I'm not
right.
I'm not prepared. Number 9.
At number 9, I stuck Grid Legends. This was a shot at a half decent, most wanted style, Burnout Paradise style game from a different developer. It didn't do very well in my eyes. It tried to be too much of a simulator for an arcade racing game. So I just kind of left it down at number 9. Graphically, it's not great either. The choices of cars weren't great either. So, the only reason why I didn't get as low as SnowRunner is because it's actually a racing game in terms of you're on a track and you're against other opponents. So
That's fair. Justin, I do have to point out Bruce here. Bruce says my favorite eraser is the watermelon smell, and then a few minutes later he said, "Oh, you're talking about racers." So just, God, I love you, Bruce. You're the best.
don't take him down a rabbit hole.
Number 8.
So number 8 is You Suck at Parking. This game was hilarious.
This is a good game. I've played this one.
It's kind of like a couch co-op style, sit and play with your friends. Hilarious game to play. But you are timed and scored on how well and how fast you get through the courses. So yeah.
That is a good one.
Number 7, I've got Burnout Paradise. And it's down at number 7 because there is better games than up there in my opinion, for racing. But I love the soundtrack. Welcome, Take Me Down to Paradise City being one of like the big songs that's in it. And the franticness of smashing into other cars and things like that was a great game. Very nice arcade style racer.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Need for Speed Most Wanted. which they're making a remake, by the way. So if you like the original, go and watch the remake gameplay trailer because it will have you so excited. It's unbelievable. I can't wait for that. I'm hoping that comes to Game Pass day one. I can't remember if it did during Gamescom, if it was mentioned or not, but I haven't got any of it. But yeah, great game. Very fast, action paced. The police get involved, try and knock you out of the park quite a lot. I believe Bruce has been playing this with his dad as well, so Bruce will agree with me that this is a great racing game.
Actually, Bruce asked, "Is Burnout Paradise better on Xbox or Nintendo Switch?" Or I'm sorry, is Burnout Paradise better on Xbox than Nintendo Switch? Technically, so he asked.
Yeah, it runs and plays a lot better on the Xbox than it does on the Switch. So.
Go. Number 5.
Number 5 is F1 2023. I am a massive F1 fan, but the reason why this doesn't go higher is that the F1 games are very heavy simulated in terms of you've got to get the racing line right, you've got to get your braking right. So people who like to just come and play a racing game really quick and have some fun with it, I don't want you to be missold this being higher up the chart. So, but it's a great game. It's got all the recent cars, it's got all the recent drivers, and they do update it often. There's been a driver change mid-season where some young gentleman, I can't remember his name, has lost his seat at AlphaTauri, and they have put Daniel Ricciardo in, and so they've now added Daniel Ricciardo back into the game, which is nice. Good.
Right.
Dirt 5 is at number 4 because
okay.
It's a great rallying game. The whole Dirt franchise, as soon as Ken Block got hold of it from Dirt 2, it got more and more fun, more and more erratic, different driving styles, different driving genres in terms of you had Rallycross, Gymkhana and stuff like that all involved in there. So that's a great game.
All right, Bruce is leaving us. See you later, man. We appreciate you stopping by. As always, you're awesome. Number 3, Sean.
Number 3 is Lonely Mountains Downhill.
Ooh, man, kudos to Lonely Mountains Downhill. I mean that it made it this high. Well, yeah, you go ahead and say it. It's an indie game, so kudos.
Yeah, it's an indie game, and it's a fantastic game. This it's in the starting soon video that we have before we start streaming. There's a snippet of it where I do the most ridiculous shortcut by accident. That game is hard to master, but it's so much fun to play. It's graphic wise, it's very polygon style graphics, but it's a good laugh. And I think the developer actually got in touch with us when we talked about it, so said thanks very much for the feedback on the game. So which is nice. Number 2 is Forza Horizon 5. This only got the number 2 spot because there's lots of Forza Horizons. There's 5 of them now. This one was really well
so this
made.
One's aptly named. I like it. They got it right.
Yeah. The DLC stuff for it is good. Some of the races are fantastic in it. It's just the number 1 spot's been taken by something for me, which is a hell of a lot more fun to play and finish, just because you can race around on a lawnmower. So.
And drum roll, please. Number 1. Wreckfest. What is it? Wreckfest.
Yep. If you get the opportunity to play that game, go and play it. It's hilarious. It's a perfect mix of Demolition Derby and meets Twisted Metal versus racing around on lawnmowers being chased by a combine harvester to rallycross style racing in American muscle cars. It's great fun. You can take the assists off if you want, and it makes it more difficult. You can add as many assists as you want. It makes it really arcadey, so you can style how well it simulates. You can up and drop the damage rate, things like that. You can bulk up the cars and upgrade how much damage they deliver, how much damage they'll take. You can go for lightweight racing. You can go for wanting to smash the crap out of everything. You're racing buses. You can race in trucks. It covers everything. So.
Nice. All right, that is our top 10. If you want to see this and you're part of the Nintendo Dads Discord, it is already in the Discord. Our official top 10 racers erasures of Game Pass news, but we are going to go back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, very quick one for most bankings. The Forza Motorsport hasn't made its way into that list because it isn't there yet. It's not out. Once it comes out, that will probably go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and knock everything further down. So SnowRunner will disappear. But yeah.
Oh, well, that is fantastic. We do have, man, we have a dashboard and we have some party chat. So let's just move right along into our dashboard. What have we been playing? I've been playing more Pikmin 4, Sean. We already talked about Sea Stars. And I played a little bit more Disney Illusion Island. I haven't really broke into anything new other than what we already chatted about, so I'm not gonna belabor the point. Y'all heard me talk about that. I don't have anything new to add to either of those games.
So I've been playing Sea Stars, like I spoke about up at the beginning. So I won't won't go on too much about that. I've been playing Session Skate Sim. I played that for a bit last night till quite late in the morning as well. I forgot how much fun that game is to play. To just kind of, I'd pick a line that I want to do, and I play around with it, make it more technical, make it less technical, add bits to it, and then I'll go into the filmer mode and play around with like making short video clips and stuff like that for me to just basically it kind of.
You need to post some of those.
Say again?
You need to post some of those.
Yeah, I probably will. I'll start doing it. Why not? I can do that. People interested?
Yeah.
It plays into my into my filmmaking love because you can like change the fisheye lens. You can add bits and pieces to it. You can cut and paste like different clips into each other and things like that. So you can make like a full scale video, which would be quite interesting to do to put them all together and make a proper video.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. And then because we keep hearing it every time we do a show, Jet Set Radio, it came back, it got reloaded. I absolutely adore that game. I first played it on the Sega Dreamcast. So, but we're going to go along the lines of retro consoles. I played it on the Sega Dreamcast. My friend Stephen Haslam at the time, he had it at his house. I used to finish school, and like he lives at least a 35-minute car ride away. So like I used to finish school and I'd get on the school bus with him and go all the way to his house, and I'd have my tea at his house and stuff like that, and we'd sit and we'd play Jet Set Radio together, and then my dad would come pick me up as it got dark and stuff like that. So
nice.
That's the nostalgia for Jet Set Radio to me.
I love it. And that's really our dashboard right now, eh? In and out.
Nothing new. I'm trying not to pick up too many things that are new because we've got this really small game coming out soon.
Yeah, I get you. Nothing big other than that. I don't know how long Sea Star is, but I hear it's fairly long. So, anyways, let's move on to party chat so we can talk about all things dealing with your questions.
It's party time! Woohoo! Oh yeah!
Like my favorite transition. I think it is. I mean, minus the intro with Jet Set Radio. That's my favorite. I literally play that sometimes just because I need to get like amped up for something during the day. I'm like, hit the button.
I don't know where I can play it, but there's a Jet Set Radio Future. I don't know if that's coming out or if it's already out, but I want to play it. But I have the soundtrack as a playlist on Spotify. I listen to quite often, and they have dipped into the old songs as well for some remixes, and it's really nice. It's cool.
Nice. 4 questions here. I will start with Tyler. We'll just go back and forth. Acid TK, Tyler's question just tonight. What games are you trying to complete before Starfield? I've been trying, I being him, Tyler's been trying to get through Jedi Survivor. Just Tears of the Kingdom, that's all. No, I'm just kidding. I put that game down. So I did, I didn't mention it last week. I realized I forgot it, but I did finish Planet of Lana. I pretty much talked about it. It's a great game. The story's great. It is exactly inside Limbo-y type thing. It's fantastic. So that was something I wanted to get through. It was easy, bite-sized, quick to do. I picked up the Big Con, and I'm like probably 2/3 of the way through it. I could probably get through it in like an hour or two. I might try to zip through that tonight before I pick up more Sea of Stars. That's also a xCloud game I've been playing. So I might try to get through that one too. But other than that, those are the only two things on my plate that I'm gonna try to get through before Starfield.
Yeah, Sea of Stars is probably the one I might try and get through. I have a little bit extra time because
It's
I
true.
haven't bought the early access,
Mhm.
and I can play Sea of Stars quite nicely in front of the kiddos. In fact, Emily's quite engaged with it because of the art style. She's a big fan of like anime style artwork at the moment. So I think she's just reading the books called Heartstoppers, which I think is a series on Netflix. And they're like
Okay.
they're comical style, comic book style books, or novels. What do you call them? Graphic novels?
Oh, okay.
Graphic novels.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's really enjoying. She enjoys that art style. She draws in it quite often. She's quite the avid little artist. So
Oh,
she's
that's
quite
awesome.
enjoying being Saxon and playing that.
Most Bankin says he's hearing great, amazing things about it. Heartstoppers, I think, is what he's talking about. So.
Yeah. My eldest daughter's got the full book collection, so we bought Emily the first one the other day, and then didn't realize that Jay had the full book collection. So she's kind of like she's getting through one book in like because they're quite easy to read in 45 minutes to an hour. So
Mm-hmm.
she's just in and out of Jay's room picking up books. So
Nice.
Mrs. Zablanc, the man from over the pond that can shout really loud. He has asked a question which sparked a bit of chatter in the old Discord community. Would you rather have a Series S in the same form factor as a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch with the power of a Series S?
Yes. Yes.
Both.
If I have to choose, I want a Series S in the same form factor as a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. You want to be able to pick it up, play it, and take it anywhere with you and play it. Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I mean, a Nintendo Switch with the graphical power of a Series S, could you imagine the next Mario game with the graphical power of a Series S? That would be great. But I can't ever see Nintendo coming away from the ability to just dock, play, undock, carry on playing, turn the console off, take it on a plane with you, appear at the other side of the world, and go, "Oh look, I can just carry on where I was." Yeah, I can't see them coming away from that. So having a Series S that's as handheld as a Switch with all that functionality, anytime.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've said it on this show numerous times. That's what I want. I want a Nintendo Switch that I can play. I want an Xbox Switch that I can play my Game Pass games on. That would be like
an Xbox Switch Deluxe.
Yeah.
Golden Series. Because, they have those kind of names.
I'm sorry, Tim A. Sorry, we're going back and forth. I said that and then I didn't follow. If Starfield does well right now, Starfield is exclusive. Do you see it coming to other systems a couple years down the road?
I believe that is one of the things that's coming out of the ABK deal, that they kind of have to be more transparent with their games and not have
not with Bethesda
exclusive.
though. I don't think that's true with Bethesda. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if I could see this happening.
Is Starfield their new Halo? Because they never let Halo across other systems, so
could be if it's good enough. Except it takes too long to come out, right? Well, maybe now that they have the assets and the ideas and the theory, maybe they can. I mean, because if it's going to be your new Halo, you can't. Well, one, Bethesda's going to be super busy now with Fallout 5, and Skyrim, whatever it's called. So they're not going to be able to put a ton of time into that. I don't know if Starfield can be the Halo, because Halo needs to be like a Mario, right? Whatever game if it's not Halo, it needs to be a game that you can pump out at least in 2 or 3 years, a version of it. And I don't think you can do that with Starfield. I could be wrong, but that's what I see.
The thing I see you being able to do with Starfield is adding like other galaxies,
Sure. Yeah.
ways of warp, driving yourself into new and
Mm-hmm.
different galaxies.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Upgrading this
not so
world is
much gameplay,
endless
a
for
bit of
sure.
expansions.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
But no,
this
I
is
can't see it on other systems. Now I thought about it a little bit, I'm like, no, I can't see them. If Sony are happy to keep hold of things like Spider-Man, God of War, Nintendo will happily keep hold of Mario and Zelda forever because they'll never want them to leave. I can see Xbox turning around and saying, you know what, Starfield's our thing. We put a lot of time and effort into it with Bethesda. We put a lot of money behind it. We've done a lot of PR on it. It's just staying with us. If you want to play it, buy our console or buy into our ecosystem in terms of Game Pass on your PC. That you've got Steam where you play all your Steam games, and at least then you can buy into the subscription. Because that's the thing, is it's not locked to the console; it's locked to Game Pass or Xbox in its whole. So if you want to, you can play this game on your PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they will. This is Bethesda's first exclusive or first game, first main title, I guess, that's come out on Xbox since, or that's come out since Xbox has owned the studio. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, it is. They haven't had anything other than they've had Doom come out, Doom Eternal. They've had countless variations of a Skyrim in terms of online. Fallout 4 and 76, I believe. So,
Mm-hmm. 76 came out when Xbox owned, right?
yep.
Yeah. And where is that? Is that Oh, Redfall. Thank you, Most Bankins. I'm sorry. I'm somehow Most Bankins, that one has left my brain. I don't know why. Um, um yeah, so Redfall and uh Red yeah. Anyways, Redfall and now this, and both of these are exclusive. Fallout 76, is that exclusive to Xbox? I'm not sure. I don't play. Can PlayStation players play
I
that?
don't think it is.
And when we say exclusive to Xbox, we understand these games are on PC. Okay, we get that. We get that they're on PC. We're talking consoles here, PlayStation. that kind of stuff.
76 is cross-platform.
Okay.
That's the way of putting it.
But then you would want that, the way that game is, it would be silly to lock that down to the way that game plays. It would make no sense to lock that down to Xbox.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think they will unless, I mean, I don't think Xbox intends to do that right now. And so I'll say it that way because down the road, if it behooves them at some point, if they can get something that they want from Sony for sharing some of these Bethesda games, then I'm sure they will be glad to change their tune. But I don't think it's their intention at the moment to have that be part of their plan.
Yep, definitely. I think it's going to be locked. They spent too much time, effort, and money on this. It's going to be locked for a while.
I heard 200 million on advertisement.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
But I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Mr. Most Bankins, for you, the question that you asked in the Discord is: if you were to tell someone the top 5 reasons / features, not games, that make the Xbox ecosystem so great to sell them on, why they need to jump in, what reasons or features would you say?
Well, let's just go back and forth.
Okay.
You give me one. You give me one, and then I'll do two. No particular order.
I don't know if this is technically allowed, but the fact we're an Xbox, podcast for Game Pass is the Game Pass Ultimate, not because of the games, but because of the functionality of you being able to play it on the console, the PC, and the cloud. You can take your games anywhere and play a selection of them anywhere.
Yep, I totally agree. In fact, I said in no particular order, but number one, that's it. That is number one for sure with Xbox. Number two, I would say they have a fantastic, I mean, and this might be bias or whatever, but I think they have a fantastic community. I think it is great, and I think well, I'll just say that. I think they have a fantastic community.
Yeah, and the features within the community as well. They really look after the gamers. The whole strike policy they brought out now
Yep.
to keep within community guidelines as well is really good.
Mhm.
The following um, on X and social media platforms is really good as well. I haven't really come across somebody that's given me the whole keyboard warrior deal wherever they've tried
Mhm.
to shout at me. So,
Mhm.
smart home integration. The Xbox for me works really well with my
Hmm.
smart home artificial intelligence. I'm not going to mention the name because
Sure.
otherwise it wakes it up. But yeah, I can kind of like I can shout, "Hey, turn on Claptrap," which is the name of my console. I named it after the character from Borderlands, and it will like it takes a minute sometimes, but it'll you'll just hear the little ding of the Xbox turning on in the background, and it's like, cool. Like Cortana was really good for that. Like when the Connect bar was here, you could turn your console on that way. So the fact that they've allowed the integration across other AI platforms is really cool. Yeah.
Mhm. So their network, I think their network is amazing. I can see what Sean's doing. We can chat. We can play different games, but still talk. I can be on my PC and doing something on my PC, not even game related, and just bring up the Xbox bar, see that Sean's there, and we can chat while he's playing a game on his console. I'm doing something here on my PC, not game related, but we can still chat through the Xbox bar. I think what their network can do is freaking genius. And you can
And
yeah.
the fact that that's integrated now with Discord.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that could be its own separate thing, but sure. Yeah, you add that in there and it's like, yeah. Yeah, Discord's amazing and the way that they're working with them and allowing people to watch people play games in different channels and all that stuff, and you can use Discord voice if you don't want to use their network. Yeah. Yeah, their network is top notch, man.
Yeah. I like the multimedia capability. You don't have as much of this capability with the
Yeah.
Series S, but for me, the Series X, the fact that I've got a 4K Blu-ray player sat behind my TV. If I like the Super Mario Brothers film, bought that for Logan in 4K Ultra HD, and I'll stick it in there, and it's like so crisp and clean on the TV. But you can stream YouTube, you can stream Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. All your big names are there as well. So basically, it's like a home entertainment hub. So if you don't have
Mm.
a Fire Stick or a smart TV that allows you to do that, or you don't have a PC multimedia center like some people do with the TVs, this does all that for you, and it does it really well.
It's really funny. That's the only Mario disc that'll work in an Xbox.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Don't try to put any of your other Mario discs in there; they won't work. But that one works. Awesome questions,
Um,
guys.
yeah, good question. And I mean, yeah, I when somebody asks me what console should I buy, I automatically go to the what do you want to be able to do with this console? And like I've had guys at work that ask me, I have become that guy that people come to for like, oh, I'm thinking of buying my kid this for Christmas. Like, which one should I get? Um, and like it's the question like how old are the kids? If the kids are like 5 to 9 years old, I usually point them in the direction of a Switch. Go get the Switch, go get the OLED one because it's the best one out of them all. You won't suffer with stick drift and this, that, and the other. And the games are great. Get these games, your kids will enjoy them, and you can play too, and you'll enjoy it and things like that. So if the kids are a little bit older, and I'm like, well, if are they getting into what kind of games are they getting into? Are they getting into like shooters? Do they want to play Call of Duty? Do you want to play this, that, and the other? And out of the consoles, when I get to like that age range, I will say go get the Xbox because the variety of games is better. The Game Pass service is great. It'll probably save you money in the long run for buying games. There's a lot of big games on there. If they're a dip and dabble, and don't know what kind of game they want to play, Game Pass is a great service because they can go through all the different genres. They can kind of basically look at the screen art and go, oh yeah, I like that one. I'll try that.
Mm-hmm. You know, Mo Spankin he said great list. The one thing he would add, and he's totally right, is the quick resume feature. That is
I've turned that
100%.
off.
Why? What? Huh?
Be- because it slows downloads down. It eats through power, and when you're paying £380 a month in gas and electricity, you kind of want to save power wherever you can at the moment. Hence why it's usually pretty dark in the living room.
Hmm.
And it eats through power, and it doesn't always keep the right games or the most recent game that I've played in quick resume. For
Well,
some
when's
strange
the
reason,
last time
I
you've
haven't
done
played
it?
Quake 2 for days, but it was still in quick resume. And I'm like, I was like, why is that still there when I've played Sessions, Sea of Stars, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Inertial Drift, and Jet Set Radio?
Well, it's not
Didn't.
going to keep Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Sessions, right? Because those are online games, right?
Yeah, Sessions isn't.
Sessions isn't.
Texas
Okay, I
Chainsaw
wasn't.
Massacre, yes,
Yeah.
but
So
it take you back to the home screen. That's all it'll
yeah.
end up doing.
I haven't had any issues with it. I mean, now when it first came out, it was when the series systems first came out, it was very janky. Most of the time, you would go in and you right back out. It would either error out back to the home screen, or it would error out back to the game's title screen. It was pretty rough, but I haven't had any issues with it for quite a bit.
Yeah, it is for if you cycle through different games, it's great. But for me, where I'm playing mainly online stuff and games that don't take, because it doesn't take long for a game to load up on the Series X, it's really quick.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars, I might turn it back on for Sea of Stars because obviously,
Yeah.
there is no autosave function in it, so you are having to do a save state all the time.
Yeah,
Get to a save point all the time. So I might turn it back on for that, but I'm sat here right now and I've got to a save point, and that's probably where I turn the console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm the same with him. He said I had trouble at launch, but about a year and a half with it, I find it works great now for single player games. He's right about single player games. When you get him, it doesn't work for anything but those. Even single player online games like Disney Dreamlight Valley. It started to work okay for that game after about 5 months being out, but for the first 3 or 4 months of that game, it was awful. You'd go back in and it would kick you to the title screen.
Yeah,
But
and you have to dashboard it to get back in and stuff like that. It was not great.
yeah. Well, all right. I think that's a show, sir.
Yeah, all right, folks. That's going to do it for today's episode. If you want to stay in the loop with all things Game Pass, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, all under the handle at Game Pass News. If you've got something to say, you can always drop us an email at gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. That's gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. It really helps us out. And if you're enjoying our Twitch streams, consider subscribing for exclusive access to our Discord community. A big thank you to everybody in the live chat this evening. That's Mo Spankins, Epicel, Just Been Bruce, ICTKO3. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.